Some car myths don't just waste money, they wreck engines, ruin safety, and cost drivers thousands of dollars. And the worst part? Most people still believe them. Today, we're exposing 20 myths that stupid people still fall for. Let's start with a little number you've definitely seen and probably trusted way too much. Myth number 20. Inflate your tires to the pressure listed on the sidewall. It's printed right there on the tire, so it must be the right number, right? Not quite. That number is the maximum pressure the tire can safely handle, not the pressure your car actually needs. Inflating to that max might sound like a good idea, but it can backfire, literally. Overinflated tires reduce the contact patch with the road, meaning less grip, longer stopping distances, and worse handling, especially in the rain. You'll also wear out the center of your tires faster and increase the risk of a blowout on potholes or debris. The real tire pressure you should follow? It's on the sticker inside your driver's door or in the owner's manual. That number is tailored for your vehicle's weight, balance, and ride. So stop trusting the sidewall like it's gospel, because it's not advice, it's a warning label. Myth number 19. All-wheel drive helps you stop faster in snow. This one fools a lot of people. AWD definitely helps you go in the snow. It sends power to all four wheels for better traction when accelerating. But when it's time to hit the brakes, AWD does absolutely nothing. Stopping power comes down to one thing: your tires, not your drivetrain, not your fancy badge. If you're running all-season tires on icy roads, AWD won't help you stop any faster than a basic front-wheel drive car. In fact, it might even hurt. AWD systems add weight, which can increase stopping distances. Winter tires, on the other hand, are game changers. They stay soft in cold temps and bite into snow and ice, dramatically shortening your stopping distance. So don't let AWD give you false confidence. It gets you going, sure, but when you're sliding toward that intersection, it's your tires doing the talking. This next myth? It's old school advice still being sold at full price, and you're the one paying for it. Myth number 18. You must change your oil every 3,000 miles. You've probably seen those windshield stickers or heard quick lube shops preaching the old change your oil every 3,000 miles rule like gospel. And sure, decades ago when cars ran on basic petroleum-based oil and clunky filters, that advice made sense. But cars and oils have evolved drastically since then. Today's synthetic oils and modern engines easily handle 7,500, even 10,000 miles between changes. Manufacturer manuals rarely suggest intervals under 5,000 miles, unless you're towing, racing, or constantly stuck in traffic jams. Changing too often does nothing except drain your wallet, risk mistakes like stripped plugs or wrong oil, and create unnecessary gallons of waste oil harming the environment. So unless you're driving a classic relic, ditch the outdated 3K rule, trust your manual, or your car's built-in oil life monitor. Instead, your engine won't care, but your bank account sure will. Myth number 17. Automatic transmission fluid is lifetime. Never change it. You've probably heard automakers bragging about sealed-for-life transmissions, suggesting you'll never need to touch your transmission fluid again. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. When car companies say lifetime, they usually mean until your warranty runs out, around 100,000 miles, not forever. Reality check. Transmission fluid isn't immortal. Heat, friction, and microscopic clutch particles gradually break it down, turning clean fluid into a murky, contaminated mess. Ignore changing it altogether, and you're gambling with valve body sludge, worn clutch packs, and eventual transmission failure. If you're planning to keep your ride well beyond warranty, think 150K or even 200K miles, changing your ATF periodically is cheap insurance. Spending $100 on fresh fluid every 80 to 100K miles beats shelling out thousands later for a rebuild. Next up is a car myth that used to hold water, but today it's completely running on empty. Myth number 16. Manual transmission cars always get better gas mileage than automatics. That used to be true back when automatics were clunky 3-speed slush boxes. But today's automatics are a whole different breed. Modern 8-speed units, CVTs, and dual-clutch transmissions are optimized for fuel economy, better than most humans can shift. Take the 2022 Subaru Crosstrek. The manual gets 25 mpg combined. The CVT version, 30. That's a 20% bump just for letting the computer do the work. And it's not a fluke. Civics, Elantras, Versas, same story. The auto often wins. Automatics now use torque converters that lock up, more gears for cruising, and smarter programming to keep your RPMs low. Meanwhile, most manual drivers rev too high or hold gears too long. In real life, that costs fuel. Sure, manuals are still fun and cheaper up front, but if you're buying one just for MPG, you're living in the past. This myth stalled out years ago. Before we move on, if you like saving money, avoiding scams, and actually knowing what's true about your car, go ahead and subscribe. We do the homework so you don't have to. Myth number 15. It's fine to wash your car with dish soap or laundry detergent. It's cheap, it's in your kitchen, and it makes suds. So why not use dish soap to wash your car? Sounds harmless, until your paint starts fading and your wax disappears. The truth is, dish soap is designed to cut through baked-on grease, not gently clean delicate automotive finishes. Every wash with it strips off wax, dries out your clear coat, and accelerates UV damage. Long-term use can lead to oxidation, dull paint, and brittle trim. It even leaves streaky residue and can dry out rubber seals, making your car look older, faster. Proper car wash soaps are pH balanced and formulated to clean without damaging protection. They rinse clean, preserve your wax, and won't ruin your finish. So unless you're prepping for a full polish and wax job, leave the Dawn in the kitchen. Your paint deserves better than pot scrubber soap. Myth number 14. Always warm up your car by idling in cold weather. It's freezing out, so you start your car and let it idle for 10 minutes like your grandpa used to. Sounds reasonable, but if your car was built after the 80s, you're mostly just wasting gas. That old advice made sense back in the carburetor days. Modern engines? They're fuel-injected, computer-controlled, and built to drive right after starting. In fact, idling too long actually slows down warm-up. Your engine stays in a cold, fuel-rich state longer, which can increase wear, pollute more, and leave moisture trapped in your exhaust. Driving gently gets everything, engine, transmission, even your heater, up to temp much faster. Unless it's well below freezing, idling more than 30 to 60 seconds does more harm than good. So don't babysit your car like it's a campfire. Just start it, let the oil flow, and drive off easy. Next up, something millions of drivers buy every day, but almost no one actually understands why. Myth number 13. Premium gasoline makes your car run better. It sounds fancy, premium fuel, so naturally people assume it must be better. More power, cleaner engine, better mileage, right? Not if your car was designed for regular gas. High-octane fuel isn't stronger or higher energy, it's just more resistant to knocking in high-compression engines. If your engine doesn't knock on 87, premium does absolutely nothing. In fact, chip-away testing showed zero performance gains in cars built for regular. Not in power, not in MPG, not in emissions. Some premium blends even burn slightly slower, which can make cold starts rougher in engines not tuned for them. Worse, you're paying 15 to 20% more at the pump for fuel your engine can't even take advantage of. That's hundreds of dollars a year gone, just to feel like you're doing something nice for your car. If your manual doesn't say premium required, skip it. Your car isn't impressed. Your wallet shouldn't be punished. Myth number 12. Regularly adding fuel additives keeps your engine clean. You've probably seen those flashy bottles claiming to clean your injectors, boost octane, or treat your fuel system. And maybe you've even tossed one in the tank thinking you're giving your engine a little tune-up. But here's the thing. Modern gas already has all the cleaning power most engines need. Since the mid-90s, fuel regulations require detergents in every gallon of gasoline. Top-tier brands go even further, packing in more cleaning agents than required. Unless your engine's misfiring or chugging from deposits, you're just wasting cash with additives. Worse, overusing them can backfire, stripping lubricants, fouling sensors, or even harming your fuel system. Octane boosters usually raise numbers by a meaningless fraction. Additives aren't magic. They're tools for specific problems, not a maintenance ritual. If your gas is decent and your engine's running fine, skip the chemical cocktails. Your car doesn't need vitamins. It just needs clean fuel. Speaking of things you don't always need, this next one might save you hundreds at the tire shop. Myth number 11. You must replace all 4 tires at the same time. It sounds logical. Your car has 4 wheels, so change all 4 tires, right? Not necessarily. This blanket rule gets thrown around a lot, but whether you need to replace all 4 depends entirely on your car's drivetrain. For front-wheel or rear-wheel drive vehicles, replacing just 1 or 2 tires is often totally fine if the others still have solid tread. The key is to place the new ones on the rear for stability. But once your tires are heavily worn, replacing all 4 becomes smart. Now, for all-wheel drive, whole different story. Even small differences in tread depth can mess with the drivetrain, leading to expensive damage. In that case, yes, replacing all 4 is usually necessary. Want a workaround? Some shops can shave a new tire to match the others. Just don't let myths drive your decisions. Let the specs and tread do the talking. Myth number 10. A dirty car gets better gas mileage. This one's been floating around forever. People actually believe that mud and grime work like golf ball dimples, magically improving a car's aerodynamics. Sounds clever, but it's dead wrong. When Mythbusters put it to the test, the dirty car averaged 24 mpg. The clean one? It hit 26. That's a real-world drop in efficiency, just from letting the dirt pile up. And here's why. Unlike the uniform dimples on a golf ball, dirt adds random, uneven drag. It increases air resistance, not reduces it, forcing your engine to work harder and burn more fuel. Experts back it up. Clean surfaces reduce drag, and a waxed car glides through the air even better. So no, your neglected wash job isn't helping your fuel bill. Want better mileage? Don't drive a science project, keep your car clean, and let physics do its job. This is harder than your suspension. Myth number 9. All SUVs are built for off-roading. This one's easy to believe. Big tires, aggressive styling, and ads showing SUVs splashing through rivers make it feel like every SUV is a trail-ready tank. But reality? Most modern SUVs would struggle on anything rougher than a gravel driveway. Early SUVs like the Jeep Willys were built tough. Body on frame, solid axles, real 4x4 systems. Today's best sellers? Mostly soft, car-based crossovers with unibody construction, front-wheel drive, and suspension designed for comfort, not clearance. Some don't even crack 7 inches of ground clearance. Even body-on-frame SUVs like the Tahoe or Sequoia come standard with rear-wheel drive and street tires. No locking diffs, no skid plates. They're built for school runs, not rock crawls. So before you assume that SUV equals off-road beast, check the specs. Because rugged looks don't mean much if your toughest obstacle is a mall parking lot speed bump. Myth number 8. You should rotate your tires every time you change your oil. This one's a leftover from when oil changes happened every 3,000 miles. Back then, it made sense to rotate tires at the same time. But modern engines often go 7,500 to 10,000 miles between oil changes. So if you're only rotating then, you're likely doing it too late. Tire rotation is all about mileage, not oil. Front tires wear faster, especially on front-wheel drive cars, because they do the steering, the driving, and most of the braking. If you wait too long to rotate, your tires wear unevenly, which shortens their life, hurts your traction, and messes with your handling. The sweet spot? Every 5,000 to 8,000 miles, no matter when your oil gets changed. So forget the old rotate with oil routine. Your tires don't care if your oil is fresh. They care if your tread is wearing out. Myth number 7. You have to go to the dealership for maintenance, or your warranty is void. This one's pushed hard by dealerships, but it's legally wrong. In the US, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act has had your back since 1975. It says your warranty can't be voided just because you used an independent shop, a local mechanic, or even did the job yourself. Unless the dealership is offering that service or part for free, they can't require you to use them. The only time they can deny a claim is if the work or part you used caused the problem. And that's their burden to prove, not yours. Just keep records, follow your maintenance schedule, and don't cheap out on shady repairs. That's all you need to stay covered. So next time someone says only the dealership can touch it, smile, nod, and save yourself a few $100. Your warranty is safer than they want you to believe. If you think a quick drive cures everything under the hood, you're gonna want to hear this. Front tires wear faster, especially on front-wheel drive cars, because they do the steering, the driving, and most of the braking. If you wait too long to rotate, your tires wear unevenly, which shortens their life, hurts your traction, and messes with your handling. The sweet spot? Every 5,000 to 8,000 miles, no matter when your oil gets changed. So forget the old rotate with oil routine. Your tires don't care if your oil is fresh. They care if your tread is wearing out. Myth number 7, you have to go to the dealership for maintenance, or your warranty is void. This one's pushed hard by dealerships, but it's legally wrong. In the US, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act has had your back since 1975. It says your warranty can't be voided just because you used an independent shop, a local mechanic, or even did the job yourself. Unless the dealership is offering that service or part for free, they can't require you to use them. The only time they can deny a claim is if the work or part you used caused the problem. And that's their burden to prove, not yours. Just keep records, follow your maintenance schedule, and don't cheap out on shady repairs. That's all you need to stay covered. So next time someone says only the dealership can touch it, smile, nod, and save yourself a few $100. Your warranty is safer than they want you to believe. If you think a quick drive cures everything under the hood, you're gonna want to hear this. Myth number 6, a quick drive is enough to recharge a dead battery. It sounds logical. Start the engine, take a little spin, battery's good to go, right? Not quite. That myth might have held up in simpler times, but modern cars and modern batteries don't play like that. When you start your engine, your battery dumps a good chunk of energy just to get things moving. The alternator can recharge it, but only if the drive is long enough. Think 30 minutes or more and at highway speeds. Short trips, especially in traffic, barely top off the juice. Add headlights, AC, and infotainment to the mix. And now the alternator's juggling everything but the battery. The result? A gradual discharge that eventually leaves you stranded. The fix? Take longer drives when you can, or better yet, use a proper battery charger. Because hoping your 12-minute grocery run will revive a flat battery is like expecting a Band-Aid to fix a broken leg. Myth number 5. Once you switch to synthetic oil, you can't go back. This one's been floating around forever, like some kind of oil-based loyalty oath. People think if you pour synthetic once, you've locked your engine into a lifetime subscription. In reality, total nonsense. Both synthetic and conventional oils are fully compatible, and switching between them won't hurt your engine at all. Big-name oil companies like Mobil, Valvoline, and Shell all say the same thing. Switch away. No damage, no problem. The only catch? Synthetic lasts longer and handles stress better. So if you switch back to conventional, just return to shorter oil change intervals. And if your engine's old and leaking, that's not the oil's fault. It's just revealing wear that was already there. So no, synthetic oil doesn't brand your engine for life. Your car doesn't hold grudges. It just wants clean oil at the right intervals. The next one's a perfect example of good intentions turning into bad visibility. Myth number 4, high beams help you see better in heavy rain or fog. This one feels like it should be true. More light must mean better visibility, right? Not in rain or fog. When you flip on high beams in bad weather, you're actually blinding yourself. The intense light bounces off the water droplets in the air and comes straight back at you, creating a glowing wall of white that makes it harder to see. It's called backscatter, and it turns your high beams into a fog machine's best friend. Instead of cutting through the mist, they light it up like a wall of smoke. That glare reduces your depth perception and reaction time, especially dangerous when visibility's already low. What actually works? Low beams aimed down at the road, or fog lights, if your car has them. They're designed to spread light wide and low to avoid that reflection mess. Bottom line, in bad weather, brighter isn't always better, smarter is. Myth number 3, cold air intakes always boost performance. You've probably heard that slapping on a cold air intake will instantly unlock more horsepower. Sounds great in theory. Cooler air means denser oxygen, better combustion, more power, right? But for most modern engines, it's not that simple. Today's factory intakes are already engineered to balance airflow, filtration, and noise. On naturally aspirated engines, Most aftermarket CAIs barely move the needle, maybe a bit more engine sound, but not much actual power. In some setups, especially without proper shielding, you might even suck in hotter air from the engine bay, hurting performance instead. And if your CAI sits too low, say hello to Hydrolock if you hit a deep puddle. Want real gains? Start with ECU tuning or a proper exhaust upgrade. A CAI might help a little in a turbo build with tuning, but on its own, it's more about the growl than the grunt. Stick around, because while this next one might surprise you, the last myth in this list, that one shocks mechanics too. Myth number 2, engine braking damages your engine. A lot of drivers still believe that engine braking, letting off the gas and using the gears to slow down, somehow hurts the engine. It sounds rough, so people assume it must be, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Modern engines are built to handle high RPMs for hours. The vacuum created during engine braking doesn't strain the motor, it just helps slow the car down without touching the brake pedal. And that's actually a good thing. You're reducing brake wear, avoiding heat buildup on long descents, and giving your rotors a break, literally. The only time you can mess things up is by slamming into a lower gear without matching revs. Do it smoothly, stay out of the red, and your engine won't care. In fact, it'll thank you with longer-lasting brakes. Myth number 1. Modern engines don't need a break-in period. A lot of people assume that with all the tech and precision in today's engines, break-in periods are a thing of the past. And hey, it's true. Modern machining is miles ahead of what it was decades ago. But that doesn't mean your engine is ready to be redlined straight off the lot. Even with tighter tolerances, new engines still have microscopic imperfections. Piston rings need time to seat properly, and cylinder walls still need wear in contact to form a tight seal. Skip the break-in, and you risk poor compression, oil consumption, and reduced lifespan. That first 500 to 1,000 miles still matter. Manufacturers like Hyundai, Toyota, and Honda still give break-in instructions for a reason, because it works. So vary your RPMs, avoid full throttle, and lay off towing for a bit. Think of it like stretching before a workout. Skipping it won't kill you, but it's a dumb way to start. Now that you've seen the myths even smart drivers fall for, wait till you see which trucks everyone's avoiding. Our next video dives into the 21 worst trucks that nobody buys, backed by real Consumer Reports data. Click here before you waste thousands on a regret. You'll be glad you did.